Refresh. The live video has ended. Okay, there's a new one on top. Okay, it says 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
Yeah. No,
No, I should be able to go live now straight away.
okay, don't have leh. I've refreshed a few times. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, I'll click on the notification. Here we are. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Terrible, terrible.
Where's okay? Come. Where is everybody? Okay.
Someone was just talking about the curse of our stream. Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Kangje,
Jean is
Aber,
first.
Hanje, Hola, Chua, Elaine. We are back.
Second first. Okay.
I just laugh at Alvin's computer, now my computer hang.
Okay. Where's everybody?
Okay, so guys,
Gillian's here.
if you guys know of anyone who's very tech savvy and is able to help us with the live stream, please just recommend to us. We are doing the best we can with the limited knowledge that we have. We basically Frankenstein all this together, and it's work purely based on,
luck.
No, I mean based on the settings that we have set, based on whatever they have done. It is with the right settings, right? The even the bandwidth that what we are playing around with, we are working within that the acceptable frame. But sometimes when things like computer just restart on its own,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like,
Yeah. So we need someone with troubleshooting skill. Right?
did I overload it? But I don't think so, because I can do more on this than live stream and OBS, and I've done more intense work on OBS on my computer. So I can only tell you that, especially when it's at night and things like that happen. It must be the Hantu.
So say hi if you just joined us. There are a few new names I'm seeing here. Alsatian Adrian Chua. Hello. I love your name. So cool. Everyone's saying must be the Hantu.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Iman's here. Julian Fernandez. Hello.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to go back to the movie again where we left off at the swing portion.
Yeah.
So let's
go
from
from
there,
the
yeah?
swing. Okay.
So I reckon what's going to happen next is that the human father spared the zombie dad only for this final showdown part for the two zombies, the dad and the girl, to rush towards them and kill them.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to imagine that they will go their separate ways, acknowledging the fact that, it's a truce because it's Father's Day.
It's a Father's Day truce, is it?
It's a Father's Day truce. This reminds me of, there's a very famous poem. I can't remember the name of the poet now, but it's called Two Look at Two, which is about a father and son hunting in the forest. And then they encounter a pair of deer, which are also father and son. And they just look at each other and they realize we're the same. We can't kill. So it has that lovely philosophical moment.
Isn't that a World War thing, the World War II or World War One? They had
the soccer
the soccer thing,
no
right? The Christmas
land.
truce.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, So, I can see why this short film became, quite a favorite at a lot of short film festivals and won a bunch of awards.
It's probably the only Father's Day horror.
But it approaches the zombie thing from a familiar yet new perspective. People were mentioning Warm Bodies. Gillian mentioned Cargo, which we've shown before a couple of seasons ago, the original short film, right? So the idea of zombies dealing with human emotions is not new, but I like the idea of this, like the moment where the hunter's daughter stopped him. Is that's just so perfect as a story.
Yeah.
Eugene thought she was another zombie.
Yeah, I thought it'd be like, hello, I don't know. I found the whole the part where sparing the zombie thing. I think it's gonna come in and bite him in the ass, literally later on. Yeah.
in a short film, you can end in a happy place.
Yeah
lah.
lah.
If this was feature film, unfortunately, you
And so
can't
the
end
idea
like
about
that.
zombies is that you have lost control of your emotions. You are now a beast, like your creature, your animal. You just single-minded purpose, right? Your brain function is no longer there. That's why you need to be shot. So for them to still have that lovey-dovey, push the bone back in, this was a Thai advertisement all over it. You know?
Yes, I like the idea. This is quite a Thai advertisement. I mean, a lot of people are very interested in the idea that there's a spectrum of zombification, right?
Okay.
Like for example, the daughter seems to be a much fresher zombie than the father, who
Yeah.
probably has been a zombie for weeks. But
Yeah.
she's so fresh, she can't even get the anger to fight for food. You know,
Yeah.
she's not savage. She's like, few hours a zombie.
Han
28
Jae-
minutes later.
Han
Zombie.
Jae is asking me, Eugene will pull the trigger. Yes, sir. I'll pull the trigger first on the dad and then on the girl. You know what? It doesn't even matter. I'll
Walao.
shoot both of them. I mean, zombies, right? I'm not going to be like, oh my God, zombies. In any horror movie, when you start to go,
No.
oh my God, isn't it so? You got to show some emotions. You die first. You die.
No, but in good zombie films, there's always the character who believes in the cure,
Yeah.
right? Who thinks that these are still human, they're just sick, they need to be reversed. Oliver has pointed out, yes, thank you for reminding me. The poem is by Robert Frost. How
Robert
could I
Frost.
forget?
Yeah.
To look at two. So if you have the chance, go check it out. KK says she looks like Abigail Breslin.
Xiang.
Remind
Hunger
us.
Games.
Yes.
A bit, slightly more because of the plum chicks, right? I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the question that Eugene was asking, right? Is he really her father, or is it just a sort of familiarity kind of thing, right? What do you guys think? Are they really father and child playing cargo, or is it just that he remembers having these fatherly feelings, and so the first child he sees?
Yeah, I think it's more that. But let us know in the comment whether you think it's really her dad or just a man.
Surrogate dad. Yeah. But it's a good start to Father's Day.
But let's say, right, John, and if I ever get bitten by a zombie, assuming the whole world has gone to shits and we live in a zombie apocalypse state, and I got bitten by a zombie, lo and behold, if I was careless enough to get bitten, right?
Okay.
I'll be that guy who will strap on bombs to his jacket and tell you guys, run! Now, run to the zombie horde and I'll hold them like, go! Then when the zombies start to pile up on me and I'll...
So that should be, I guess Singapore would probably come up with a national defense campaign where we encourage that behavior. The moment you're bitten, gather a bunch of zombies around you and take them out.
Like
right?
you see some Korean shows, right? When they got bitten, clearly they got bitten, right? Then they go,
Yeah.
no, I never get bitten. Please don't kill me. I'm like, dude, you could, what? Don't be a hazard to everybody else.
So, if an apocalypse comes, then it's about public education, right? What is the correct social behavior, right? It's like social distancing, and this is the reverse, right? Go into the most crowded place you can find and blow yourself up. Okay, as a good Singaporean, okay? Singapore with the Z.
Okay, that's a good one actually. You can do isn't there a Singapore zombie show?
Yes,
Zombie
there was
Pura?
the army one. Zombie Pura. Yeah, correct.
Was it any good? Should I even be asking this on air?
We talked about it before, I think. I have too many friends in it to really slag it off. Okay. But I remember saying that it was a lot of effort, many years of effort and planning and dreaming. And it was not bad for a first-timer zombie film, for our island. And it was very army. So it's very charming. There's lots of things you recognize as a Singaporean. So it's quite lovable.
It's the best Singapore-made zombie movie.
Yes, that is fair to say.
Right?
Until another one is made, it continues. Oh, I see. Sorry.
We edit on that, just edit on that.
So, okay, Ivan says, I thought most zombie films, the zombie will lose memories or don't have their human memories. I think the idea of this film is that he's one of the outstanding ones. Because none of the other zombies we saw at the beginning had any memories. The auntie with the handbag also looked at the happy couple, and it stirred nothing in her.
Yeah.
So these two are outliers, right? They're special, So I think that's kind of what's unique.
Well,
He-Man doesn't think it's the father. Perhaps the daughter had asthma too. The inhaler triggered the memories.
maybe.
Yes, that's a good sort of point of recognition. Yeah.
80s Eugene Tay looks like an 80s rock star look. Really? Yeah.
I
Thank you.
think you must specify which rock star before we move on.
Yeah.
That could be really flattering or not.
I think we look
Okay.
like Jay in Silent Bob. You know the guy with the beanie and the hair coming down. Jay. You can be Silent Bob.
Oh, sure. Okay, sure.
Shall we go on
Okay.
to Pieces of Me?
Okay, so for those of you who didn't join us for, I think that was two episodes ago, right? We watched a short film called Pieces of Me about an actress auditioning for a protagonist in a horror film and not getting it, and then resorting to some very bloody methods to get it. Right? Go and watch the replay if you haven't seen it. Okay. But we did talk a little bit about the difference in her acting from the beginning of the film, where she was considered really bad, and then at the end of the film, where they were amazed with the performance. So, in the spirit of Ghost-Mortem, right, as we learn to dissect and analyze, we asked everyone, can you tell what the difference is in their acting, right? So we gave a hint, but we thought we'd spend a couple of minutes just sort of looking at it together.
Okay, let's take a
right?
look.
So here's how they acted at the start.
Okay, let's see.
This is not just the main lady, but a bunch of them, okay?
042. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so this is the
He
not
murdered my
good
daughter.
auditions.
He murdered my daughter. He murdered my daughter.
She was just a child.
She was just a child.
She hadn't even done anything.
You can't kill someone and then walk away like nothing happened.
You can't kill someone, then walk away like nothing happened.
Where's the justice in that?
That son of a bitch is going to pay. And if the cops won't make him, then I will.
Cut!
Okay.
Okay, so that's a whole bunch of them. Presumably, they were all not good enough to pass, right? So think about that, and then let's compare to her final audition.
Okay.
Watch carefully and look for the difference.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
He killed my daughter. She was just a child. She'd never done anything.
This is Acting Class 101, guys. Jonathan is giving a free workshop right now.
How
so
can you kill someone
pay
and then just
attention.
walk away like nothing happened? Where's the justice in that?
She's doing something very different that none of the others
Son of a
did.
bitch is gonna pay. And if the cops won't make him, then I will.
Cut!
Cut!
She even forgot to say cut. That's how much she liked it, right? So, come, theories. What did you observe? What did you think was the difference? Oliver says, slight shaking of head. Wow, that's really detailed. Okay, eyebrow raised, voice slowly rising. Okay.
Wow.
But it's not anything specific about the face. It's an additional layer of something that she started doing. So the criticism of her from her agent, from the casting people in the film, was that she didn't have the depth, right? But presumably in the last audition, she suddenly found depth. So how does that depth manifest in what you saw?
I think
What
one
do
is
you-
acting, one is method acting lah.
That's an interesting point. Mark Shippo says she didn't blink. KK says emoting. He-Man says the dramatic pauses. Oliver says nuance. What nuance? Nuance.
She internalized the role, says Amy. Yeah.
So, okay, wait, what else? Correct. She internalized. Okay, Eugene, what do you think?
I think in the first one, in
Yeah.
the first audition, she was just reading the script and
Mm-hmm.
then emoting as best as she can, reacting to the words.
Right.
But in the final one, she is recalling the situation, and then the words is just part of the script that goes along as just an overlay. But emotions is the memories was what was put forth. How's that for workshopping?
Yes, that's what we discussed.
I can say this because 2 weeks ago I got paid attention, so I know what you said.
Yeah, so we hinted at it a little bit for those who were with us that day, right? So Oliver said she became the mom. She looked to infinity, not focusing on anything. So everyone's getting close to this answer, right? The idea of internalizing, right? The idea of becoming the mom, right? The difference is this: in the first bunch of auditions, a lot of energy and emotional energy and emphasis is in the words, right? They're sort of tensing the words. They're trying to give it nuance in the way they say it, because there's nothing else going on inside. So you put it into the formation, the sound, the breath. Basically, you're cheating, right? Or just acting, right?
Like a
The
Channel
most
5
basic
Tangling
form of acting,
episode,
right? Sorry?
like an episode of Tangling on Channel 5.
So you're trying to make it sound like there's something going on in you, even though there isn't.
yeah.
And all you have are those words. So you kick the words, you push a lot into the words.
Yeah.
But you notice in her final audition, the words actually pull back and come out quite light. And she doesn't bite them. She doesn't, grit her teeth. She doesn't spit. She's not acting with the words at all. She's just saying them as they come through her mind. But what's really going on is between the words. So those who mentioned the pauses, you can see, right? In the pauses between, a memory hits her. She shuts her eyes. She grimaces. Something's going on. And we, as we watch, are more captivated because that's a mystery to us. When she makes a face between sentences, you don't know what she's feeling. And so you're captivated, you're hooked. It's like, please tell me. Whereas at the beginning, they're literally spitting the information at you, really basic, right? And you sort of sit back and go, okay, thanks, too much information. But in her final one, it's like, not enough information. The lines are barely conveying the real pain. So acting between the lines is one way of saying it. Internalizing, becoming the mom, all these are close, right? To the idea that the real character has already emerged, but it's not in the words. So please go and look at it again later, analyze for yourself. All right, practice in front of a mirror, guys.
See, we're giving you all this information, this hint, because Jonathan and I have been talking about creating a Supernatural Confessions movie, and we're looking towards the community for actors, for crew, for people who want to be part of this. So if
soon there'll be auditions, who knows?
We will not do a zombie movie so that Zombie Pura can still be the best zombie film in Singapore.
Okay, we give them chance. Okay, so that was our brief little acting 101.
I think it's very good tips, especially hearing you dissect this. And I think this is what Ghost-Mortem is really about, is dissecting movies and letting you, audience, walk away with something more than just a movie review. I think from season 1 to season 5, each time we have been giving audience a little bit more. And it's not information that we want to just force down your throat like this is a tutorial video. It's not. It's that by watching the show with us, hearing us talk, hearing the audience give us ideas, you pick up all these nuances. And I like to think that today's unscripted, very organic workshop on acting might actually plant something in you guys. And who knows, down the road, somewhere along the way, when you watch a horror movie or you watch even Channel 5 movie, you go like, I know what John said about this character, not the way he's doing things. So
actually, it's because we are doing all this analysis that we find meaning in our end of season awards, right? Because each time we get better at voting, right? And we vote for higher criteria. So at the end of this season, when we vote for best actor, please apply these things, right? It's not about how loudly they scream or yell. It's what's going on between the screams and between the yelling, right? And usually Eugene and I are very on par when it comes to good acting. We never disagree about good acting.
Yeah.
Right. So these are some of our criteria.
Okay. Let's
Yay!
10:47. Let's go
Wow,
on to the final
okay.
movie. We're gonna go past a little bit 11 o'clock to make up for the
Little
lost
bit,
time
yeah.
of technical problem. What's
Okay.
today's movie about, John?
So today's main film, okay, moving away from Fathers very much. Okay. This one reminded me of a film that we watched in WTF. Remember Demons in the Night? Or Demons in the Dark. Demons in the Dark. About a certain streetwalker reciting poetry.
that one. Yes.
Right?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah,
That's a good show.
it was such a wonderful movie. We didn't know what to do with it, so we put it into our WTF season. But it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And this one reminds me a little bit of that, but it qualifies more as a horror movie. Okay. I can't say too much without giving it away. But it's Australian. It's directed by Steve Boyle, and it's called Avulsion. Avulsion.
You never really know by the look on someone's face whether they'll be able to go through with it. Come in.
I brought some things.
I can hardly wait. I need to know exactly what you want. Tell me. Oh, I like that. How long do you need?
1 hour.
I'm impressed.
Can we do it in front of a mirror?
You know the rules. How about I fix us a drink while you prepare yourself? you don't mind, Stray, I've got.
Check you. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
No.
Sorry. I got carried away.
Leave it.
Thank you.
Librarians, your teachers, your politicians, the boys next door, even priests. It's the ones you least expect that are the most creative. They pay me to murder me, and they pay well. I only have 2 rules. The first, the head must never be severed. The second, no mirrors. After a few hundred years, my kind tend to get bored, but not me. I've been servicing wannabe murderers for centuries, and they still surprise me. The way I see it, I'm performing a community service. So what's wrong with having a little fun along the way? The only thing I hate about my job? A goddamn mess.
Oh, hope you guys like this one that we picked for you today.
I love that.
So interesting. I did not get this twist at all.
Some of them on the Facebook side didn't even realize she was the one who said no, because they didn't think that she would. So they thought the voice came from somewhere else. Yeah, but that was the big clue, right? You know, that she wasn't dead while all this was happening. But the speech at the end is interesting because initially I felt she's explaining too much, a little bit, you know, but hearing it again, I realized her tone suggests she enjoyed it. So it's not one-sided. It's not just that she get paid. Yeah, exactly. So she actually likes seeing what they'll do to her, you know, and she gets a bit of thrill there. So someone said, is it a one-sided? I'm like, no, not really.
It's not.
She's getting entertainment, if not satisfaction.
When you are a monster, you cannot die, and obviously you don't feel pain anymore. Or I mean, I guess she does feel a little bit because when she's fixing herself up, she goes like, right. So I think
that's just me every morning.
But this is her way of feeling alive by getting murdered and then getting stitched back together.
Yeah.
And while you know she's getting her fun, the murderers get her fix. Somebody else gets to live, and that's how she justified it in the movie, right? You know.
Yeah. So I think that last speech was important just to reveal her psychology, right? Her side of it, you know.
Like what Batuhan says, Batuhan Adas from YouTube says, murder, prostitution, I believe this is what it is.
Correct. So a lot of people are pointing out that she talks about how the square jobs like teachers, librarians are the most sadistic. You know, I mean, clearly that look, you know, the Dexter look that you recognize is a stereotype for a reason, right? It's because people like that tend to be repressed, right? So if they are kinky and dark, it has no outlet. Yeah. You know, I don't think that they are more kinky and dark than other people. It's just that they have to hold it in because they are in such respectable jobs.
Yes and no as
think,
well.
Why?
Because
you think
the one, and I got this from first-hand anecdotal evidence, right? When I was doing research and documentation in the underground scene. And it turns out, right, the wealthy, I'm not even talking about just because they are librarians, they have to be a bit more prim and proper. Sex is sex, right? People do have sex and librarians do have sex as well. But the kind of fetishes that the accountants, the politicians, the extremely, you know, what would be defined in the community as the proper people, their depravity is beyond that of, say, guy with tattoo and multiple piercings. You know, it's we're not even talking about that same level. Maybe the guy with tattoo and piercings, the most he wants to do is, you know, choking, you know, asphyxiation. But I'm talking like maybe librarian guy might even come in and says, you know, I'm not going to mention this on air, but a lot more depraved stuff. Okay, guys, so you got to trust me on that one.
Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah.
Okay, I pull my theory back one layer. Right, the idea that the more externally sort of expressive people, like the tattoo earrings guy, can safely and confidently show his weirdness, and therefore it ceases to be weird. And he finds a community. Whereas the one who has to hide it inside, it becomes, from kink, it becomes perversion. Because it's secretive. Right? Yeah. So that I agree. The hiding, the not admitting it makes it darker and gives it a place to turn really
It's like
evil.
Marilyn Manson comes out and says, I like to fuck a cops. You go like, oh yeah, that's quite cool. Librarian goes, I want to fuck cops. Oh my god!
Correct. Exactly right. So they can't make it fashionable or trendy or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
They
yeah.
have it becomes dark. Basically, it's shadow versus light, lah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
right? The things we do in the dark, right? So that was fun. I really enjoyed. This should be a double bill with that poetry one. You know, one day
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
So someone's asking, what is it about the music being played? So it's very fun. If you recognize the tune, which was All of Me by Paul Whiteman, quite a few of you recognized it. If you recognize the tune at first, you start to think, oh, you know, if you think about the lyrics, right? Is it a sexual offer, right? Take all of me. And then when the dismemberment begins, it takes on a different meaning. Right, and it's a sort of murderous kind of hunger, and then when you and the way the director controls it is you only hear the voice singing at the end when you are actually focusing on her collecting her bits and pieces, and it's perfect. The joke 100% lands because it says take my legs, take my arms, and you're seeing her legs and arms, and then it becomes from a hint to a full-blown gag. It's like the joke is out in the open. You're free to laugh now. The director is laughing with you. She, as a character, is probably laughing with you because she chose this song. It's her theme song.
Yeah.
You know, she's giggling in her head like, my limbs, my limbs. You know? So it's a cheeky song.
Yeah.
You know, but Eugene, you also liked it for the look of it, right?
I enjoyed the whole setting. Immediately when I hear this kind of music on a gramophone, and how this lady was looking very Victorian, I thought it was a vampire movie. And especially when she goes up to his neck, right? I was like, confirm vampire movie. And then there's also a hint, right? And I thought I was being very smart here. Remember the rule, no mirrors.
No
right?
mirrors.
Confirm vampire. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
What else you got to surprise me now? I know what's going to happen. Then this
So
happened.
there's clearly a red herring here. I think the director knows where we're likely to go. That's why they blocked it in a way that looks like she's definitely going to go for his neck.
No, but you see,
You know,
I
that
think
whole...
at the same time, like someone's asking on the group chat, right? Why no mirrors? Why no neck? And in the vampire law, you do not behead the person, or even in any monster law, you don't behead the person.
Yeah,
and
that's
mirrors,
always...
mirrors in pop culture, Dracula law, vampires don't have reflections. But in this case, it's not that she doesn't have a reflection.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to show her
Because
real...
she's ugly.
Yeah.
Right? Her real features is ugly. But again, this ability to hide themselves in it's called Mask of 1,000 Faces, is a vampiric ability. So what this show is doing is it's putting together some old law where it is said in some obscure book that when a vampire is extremely ancient, cutting off the limbs allow them to grow back. Right? But of course, seeing themselves in the mirror would allow them to recognize who they really are, yada yada yada. So this, I think, is based on an obscure vampire law. So it's
because if you look at the shape of the monster at the end, right, it's quite bat-like. It's a little bit like the Strigoi. We've talked about the Strigoi before, right? One of the earliest vampire strains, right? You know, in what was that film with the Nazi boat and what was it called? Something blood vessel, right? It was exactly about a Strigoi being shipped across the sea. Yes, the Nosferatu type.
And also, they were giving homage to the show where in Nosferatu, I took, and there's a window portion, and the guy was standing there with his bag, and he opened up the bag and goes, it felt like a very Nosferatu thing.
Yeah. So I think we are not wrong in suggesting that she's a type of vampire, you know, the oldest type, you know, and I think the choice of makeup at the end is confirming that, you know, you could have made her, and if you wanted her to be a demon, there are many ways to go. But that particular sort of hairless bat look is very Nosferatu, you know? Yeah. So it's quite fun. Yeah, Ivan's asking about this. So just check out the Strigoi. The Strigoi is a wonderful old law about vampires.
Everything except she don't give head.
They should have said that line instead. You remember the rule? No head.
Oh, I want my money back.
No, and then there'll be an even better red herring because you're thinking, oh, okay, so it's kinky, but there's some sexual boundaries. And then you realize it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Her safe word is no.
No. And then leave it.
Leave it.
Because you wanted to take a souvenir. KK is asking, anyone a fan of What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah,
Exactly, right? Because one of them, the oldest one, looks kind of like that, right? The Nosferatu one, right? So yeah, I think it's a lovely vampire thing there. It's quite charming. Quite
Hanjay is
charming.
asking how you spell Stregor.
Stregoi. I anyhow say it, but
G-O-I,
I-
no lah. Stregoi, man.
Stregoi. No, am I wrong?
S-T-R-I-G-O-I.
Oh, okay. Is Strigoi?
No leh.
Oh, hold on, ah.
No. What's the difference between a Strigoi and a vampire? Yeah, Strigoi.
Stri, is it?
Mm.
Yes, Strigoi. Strigoi. Yeah. Romanian. Yeah, and they're undead. So I think, well, I mean, they definitely predate Bram Stoker. So I'm sure the Strigoi legends are what allowed him to then construct the idea of the Dracula kind of vampire, which is basically a more glamorous Strigoi lah.
Yeah.
You know?
Then you got better looking all the way until Twilight.
Yeah. It's basically the James Bonding of the Strigoi, right? You know?
To me, vampires, right? What I was able to accept up to, okay, so there's your Enrise vampires, your internet vampire, which is your classic modern vampire already compared to Count. Then you have your Lost Boys, your punk, right?
Yeah.
I still can accept that, but I always felt vampires were the alphas, the beasts, the hunters, not your. And I was taken aback. Like I went to watch Twilight with this girl called Linda, right? Obviously there was some romantic interest, and then she's like, "Let's go watch a movie. I know you like horror movies, so we're gonna watch it." I'm like, "Wow, girl, you speak my language. You could take me out for a horror movie?" Like, okay, you got chance, girl. Then we went all the way up. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I thought, "There's hope. There's hope." Then we see Edward Cullen walk up to the hill like, "You must know who I really am." I was like, "Okay, he's gonna bear his fangs. He's gonna bear his fangs. It's a cloudy day. I can still make it. No sun." And he goes,
Shimmer.
What? What? Needless to say, that relationship did not happen. I was, I cannot.
She would have also been disappointed that you don't shimmer either. So.
She doesn't understand vampires.
But you have to deal with the fact that vampires may also evolve. So who knows what kind of weird ass.
Inclusive. I'm now. I'm a they them.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, and don't forget, if vampires propagate the way they do, then there are bound to be some that really were never meant to be but gonna bitten. So you very sway lor.
Yeah, but
It's
actually,
not every werewolf wants to be a werewolf.
Yeah, you see, but that's why you have the whole I fight against the beast thing, right? But you know that the whole cross-gender thing, so not cross-gender, the whole gay and lesbian thing, right, is very pronounced in the vampire law.
Oh yeah, of course. Because you get bored.
You get bored, yes. You become like the Romans after a while.
Yeah. I think what I love most about the Enrise world is that so much of it is just about boredom.
Yeah.
It's like crazy rich undead. Right? They've lived so long, they've tried every kinky thing, and they've amassed huge fortunes, and like, please kill me or give me something cool to do, please.
No, I saw this on the internet the other day, right? They said, "Why are all vampires rich?" Then there's a comment like, "If you live for 100 years and you're still damn poor, you should just kill yourself."
Okay, this is why I encourage everyone, please go and watch the BBC 3-episode short series Dracula, which came out I think 2 years ago. Eugene doesn't love it, but I love it because it deals with some interesting realities, like how do they maintain their fortune for so long, or who is the legal representation for a vampire, and you don't think about these things because you treat them as supernatural beings, but when they react with the real world, they got to deal with this. They have to have financial advisors and stuff like that. So we should totally do we should totally do like Prudential Afterlife or something. It's like right, insurance for Pontianak.
We should do an advert, a short film. Like
That's our short film. Yeah, that's our short film.
Okay, we get one of those like Income or Prudential or Great Eastern to sponsor us for this movie.
It's Afterlife Assurance.
Yeah.
Okay. Underworld was way better, Mark Shippo says. There's no time to go into that. Okay.
Yeah, next
Yeah,
time,
the
Mark Shippo,
vampire.
when we come out for movies next time, when we meet up again, like, we can talk about it an hour.
We'll pick up
Yeah.
on that. Yeah. Vampires will most likely survive another COVID pandemic. Actually, that's interesting. No one has done a zombie vampire versus COVID. I'm curious to see, now that our human world is changing, how will this spill into the supernatural world? Does COVID blood taste better? Or like the boosters are like toxic to vampires or something, or maybe just Sinovac is toxic to vampires, yeah.
It's Raleigh on YouTube says you should watch The Strain TV series. It's about
I love The Strain. The Strain is a very good TV series. I may have mentioned it before in the early season. The one where I said it really examines vampires as an epidemic, as a disease. Yeah, it's wonderful. Please do watch it.
Okay, John, I got a script for us, huh? Okay. COVID-19 is,
Okay.
they said it was from a bat, right? Guess
Yeah.
what? It was the work of the vampires.
I see.
Conspire to get all the people in the world to wear masks to hide their fangs and to isolate each other so that they can drain your blood.
For hunting, is it?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, let's explore this. Yeah, Maitreya just mentioned also vampires wear masks to hide fangs. Kinky minds think alike. Okay. So recommendations. There is a movie in the cinemas. There's only one, unfortunately, right now. That's interesting to watch. It's called Urban Myths. Right? It's a Korean anthology with more stories than you could ever imagine. There are 10 stories in there. Okay, in my opinion, 4 more than what I would consider enough. Okay, but it's full of Korean stars of the K-pop type. So please bring your younger friends to go watch.
Ariel's in Thailand now. She likes K-pop artists.
Because a lot of the stars in there are from various boy bands, girl bands. So it draws a very interesting kind of audience. There were like screaming fangirls behind me watching it.
Mark Shippo watched it already,
Mark Shippo, did you like it? Eugene liked it quite a lot, right? I liked it a bit, but it has charming stories and interesting premises. So go and check it out. You won't get bored. Definitely, it's quite entertaining. Yeah, anthology is always safe lah. Something will work for you, and then we can discuss it in GM and we can vote for like which of the ones we like best.
KK, he says always love Twilight Zone and Tales from the Crypt. Tales
Yeah,
from the Crypt.
absolutely. Tales from the Crypt is
Twilight
magic.
Zone as well.
Yeah.
These are things that we grew up with, right?
Yeah.
and
It's actually the best of the creepy ones were the Ray Bradbury ones. Do you remember? Tales what was it called? Ray Bradbury's
the Crypt Keeper.
something. No, Ray Bradbury something. The Ray Bradbury Theatre.
I don't know.
Not a very exciting title, but if you know Ray Bradbury, the stories are damn creepy. Damn creepy. I must go and find if any of it's still around. Wow. Yeah, but I think the 70s and 80s were the era of the TV anthology.
Let's bring
horror.
that shit back, man, John.
We should bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so since we're talking about bringing it back, right? And
yes.
I'm serious about this, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're hearing it here first before I even announce it on Friday Night Live. John and I are really planning for something, and we would like to have you guys involved in one form or another. I'd rather have the community backing this project than for us to just go out there and look externally, get investors' money, then bring it in and hire an entire crew. I would like first to look into the community to see what we can do within ourselves, self-funding it, investing time, talent, effort, whatever. If that's possible, great. If whatever that we're missing out, then maybe we can hire from outside in. But we want to get it first. So if you're interested, and I see some of you have already wrote just now that you're interested to volunteer, let us know. Drop me a message, and then
Yeah.
we'll try to set up a group meeting, a secret meeting, where we'll tell you our grand vision and see how you guys can be involved.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
fun. We've talked about this for at least 2 seasons, so it's time to get this going. It'll be very exciting.
Before
It'll be
John gets
exciting.
busy with all his shows, I want to choke him.
Okay. then must really hurry. So yeah, please write in, right? Let us know what you're interested in doing, what skill you have to offer, or whether you're just really passionate and want to find a slot that you can fill, and we'll work something out. Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay, so let us now perhaps
Ooh.
to our end movie. We already 11:70 today. We bust
Yeah.
the timing already.
Okay, so I had a couple of choices actually to end because Eugene watched and I watched Urban Myths, like we said, and in Urban Myths there was a wonderful one of the short stories was about mannequins, which are a wonderful horror trope. So I immediately came home and dug out all my mannequin short films. And in fact, if you search mannequin on YouTube, there are like a dozen horror films, of which all are bad except 2. Okay, so I've done all the work for you. You can still go and watch the rest if you want. Go ahead. All right, it's your life that's shortening. No, of course not true. But I've chosen the 2 best ones. We're saving one for next week, and this week we are watching an Australian one by Scott Dale, director, and it's called The Coat Maker.
That's right. And for Ghost-Mortem, taking in all this effort to watch all the movies and tell you which are the good ones so that you don't have to waste time watching the bad ones. My name is Eugene Tay.
And I'm Jonathan Lim.
Well, good night, and I'll see
Good
you guys
night.
next week. Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
did you find? You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.